Welcome to Space Mysteries, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. A monumental deal in aviation is facing turbulence. Ryanair is threatening to cancel its massive order for 330 Boeing 737 MAX jets, worth over $30 billion. This isn't just a minor spat. It's a high-stakes standoff between one of the world's largest airlines and a top American manufacturer. The core issue? Price. Ryanair's business model depends on ultra-low costs, and any price hike threatens its entire strategy. CEO Michael O'Leary has made it clear, if Boeing's price isn't right, the deal is off. This isn't the first time Ryanair has played hardball, but threatening to cancel the entire order is a major escalation. The move puts immense pressure on Boeing, which relies on big customers like Ryanair to keep its production lines running. The standoff is a wake-up call for the industry, showing how fragile even the strongest partnerships can be under financial strain. Airlines need modern, efficient planes to stay competitive, while manufacturers depend on large, stable orders. When a relationship like this frays, the whole industry pays attention. The outcome could set a new precedent for airline manufacturer negotiations in a volatile economic climate. Ryanair's bold stance is designed to force Boeing's hand, but it's also a sign of just how sensitive airlines are to cost changes. The entire aviation ecosystem is watching closely. If Ryanair walks away, it could reshape how deals are made across the industry. The stakes couldn't be higher for both sides. This is more than a contract dispute. It's a battle for the future of low-cost air travel. Another major threat to the Ryanair-Boeing deal? U.S. tariffs. New trade policies could dramatically inflate the price of Boeing jets for Ryanair. CEO Michael O'Leary has warned U.S. lawmakers, if tariffs drive up costs, the $30 billion order is off the table. This shows how international politics can derail even the biggest commercial agreements. Airlines like Ryanair need predictable costs to plan their fleets. Tariffs make that impossible. For a low-cost carrier, unpredictable expenses are a direct threat to survival. The risk of tariffs puts the entire contract in limbo, making it hard for Ryanair to commit. Trade wars don't just hurt manufacturers, they ripple out to customers and passengers. Airlines must choose, absorb higher costs or pass them to travelers and risk losing their edge. This is globalization at a crossroads. Open markets are under threat from protectionist policies. The fate of this deal may depend more on Washington politics than on business negotiations. It's a new layer of risk for an already complex industry. The Ryanair-Boeing standoff is a case study in how trade policy shapes global business. The entire aerospace sector is watching to see how this plays out. The outcome could redefine how airlines and manufacturers manage risk in a volatile world. Facing rising costs and tariff risks, Ryanair is now looking east, to China's state-owned COMAC. CEO Michael O'Leary has openly said he'd buy Chinese jets if the price is right. This signals Ryanair's willingness to break from the Boeing-Airbus duopoly in search of better deals. O'Leary has even named COMAC C919 as a potential replacement for Boeing or Airbus planes. Ryanair has talked to COMAC before, but reviving these talks now is a powerful negotiation tactic. It tells Boeing Ryanair has options. If COMAC can deliver reliable jets at a lower price, Ryanair could make a groundbreaking move. This would give COMAC a foothold in Europe and shake up the market. Ryanair's interest reflects a broader trend. Airlines are seeking new suppliers as emerging economies develop their own aircraft. More competition could mean lower prices for everyone. Ryanair is positioning itself at the forefront of this shift. Its willingness to consider COMAC could change the competitive landscape for years to come. The COMAC C919 is at the center of Ryanair's alternative plans. This single-aisle jet is designed to compete directly with Boeing's 737 MAX and Airbus's A320. O'Leary says the C919 would need to be at least 10 to 20% cheaper than rivals to make sense for Ryanair. Ryanair's focus is pure cost. Brand loyalty means nothing if the price isn't right. But there's a big hurdle. The C919 isn't certified for use in Europe or the US yet. Without regulatory approval, Ryanair can't fly these planes in its main markets. Still, the C919 is gaining traction in China, building a strong domestic order book. This success is a stepping stone to global ambitions. If COMAC can clear regulatory barriers, it could become a real threat to the Boeing-Airbus duopoly. The C919's rise signals China's intent to be a major force in aviation. The duopoly's days may be numbered. The global market is on the verge of a major shakeup. Ryanair's public threats to cancel Boeing orders and consider Chinese jets are classic negotiation tactics. CEO Michael O'Leary is famous for using competition, real or potential, to squeeze better deals from suppliers. By floating the idea of buying from COMAC, Ryanair puts pressure on Boeing and Airbus to lower prices. Even if switching suppliers is tough, the mere threat strengthens Ryanair's bargaining position. Cost efficiency drives every Ryanair decision, from aircraft to fuel to staffing. Publicly challenging Boeing is about protecting its low-cost model. The goal forced Boeing to offer the best possible deal. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy. If Ryanair succeeds, it locks in low costs for years. If it fails, it risks damaging a key supplier relationship. For Ryanair, the risk is worth it to keep fares low. This is negotiation at its most aggressive. The whole industry is watching to see who blinks first. Despite Ryanair's threats, switching from Boeing to COMAC isn't easy. The biggest obstacle is regulatory. COMAC C919 isn't certified in Europe. Certification is a long, complex process, not a quick fix. Airbus is also sold out for years, so Ryanair can't just switch orders and expect fast deliveries. Introducing a new aircraft type would mean retraining staff, new maintenance systems, and higher costs. Ryanair's all-Boeing fleet keeps operations simple and cheap. Adding a new type would disrupt that efficiency. Airlines rarely cancel big orders outright. There are penalties and lost deposits. Manufacturers also have contractual protections. Losing a delivery slot could set Ryanair's growth back years. The threat to switch is more about leverage than real intent. In the end, compromise is far more likely than a total break. The Ryanair-Boeing COMAC standoff reveals shifting dynamics in global aviation. For decades, Boeing and Airbus have dominated, but Ryanair's openness to COMAC shows how airlines can use new competition as leverage. If COMAC breaks into the global market, the duopoly could be disrupted for good. The C919's domestic success hints at bigger ambitions. If it wins international certification and proves reliable, COMAC could become a true third player. This would mean more choice and lower prices for airlines. Boeing and Airbus can't take their dominance for granted anymore. Ryanair's tactics force them to respond to new threats. The industry is becoming more complex and competitive. By legitimizing COMAC, Ryanair is helping create the competition it wants. Other airlines may follow, accelerating the shift to a multipolar market. The duopoly's era is under real threat. The Ryanair-Boeing standoff sends shockwaves through the global aerospace market. It highlights how sensitive the industry is to politics and economics. Tariff threats and supply shortages make planning difficult for everyone. Airlines face huge challenges securing new planes. Production lines are booked for years. This scarcity gives manufacturers leverage, but big buyers like Ryanair can still push back. Ryanair's willingness to consider Chinese jets is a game changer. It could foster more competition and give airlines more bargaining power. The balance of power in aerospace is always shifting. Every negotiation and new entrant changes the landscape. The Ryanair-Boeing dispute isn't just about one deal. It sets the tone for future contracts. Other airlines and manufacturers are watching and learning. The outcome will shape aircraft buying for years to come. This crisis could mark the start of a new era in aviation. The Ryanair-Boeing standoff, fueled by tariffs and new competition, exposes the duopoly's vulnerabilities. Airlines may become more aggressive, seeking new suppliers to boost leverage and cut costs. The old Boeing-Airbus dominance is fading as China's COMAC rises. Ryanair's mention of the C919 gives COMAC global credibility. This could speed up its acceptance and shake up the market sooner than expected. Boeing and Airbus must adapt. New competitors play by different rules. Expect more competitive pricing, flexible contracts, and innovation. The pressure could spark a new wave of technological progress. This is more than a contract dispute, it's a sign of a shifting global order. How this plays out will set a precedent for the future. The world is watching as the next chapter in aircraft manufacturing unfolds.